Unlock your potential today at skillbakery.com.
So when we created this interface where we were able to insert new records in the table messages, there is an issue with this. That is, when we are entering any record like hello and we're clicking on send, it's only getting updated on one side. We can see the other client is totally unaware of it and we're not seeing the updated message over there. So in this one, we'll be trying to fix that issue and we'll see how we can propagate this change across all the browser instances. So the first thing for this is over here, you can see real-time enabled. So under databases, we have our database table messages, and for that message, you can see a column saying real-time enabled set to false. What we'll do is we will edit this particular table, and here we'll enable the runtime, and then we'll click on save over here. And once that's done, as you can see over here, it's taking a bit of time updating column, and there we go. We have real-time enabled now. Let's go to our table and delete the newly inserted record. And after that, you go to our Visual Studio Code editor. From here, I've created a file called realtimemessage.tsx, and let me take you through this file, what exactly it's doing. The first two lines that you see, the import statements. The first one is the use outlet context, which is a hook from Remix used to access shared context. In this case, we are talking about Supabase client, and this is being provided by the parent route. Now, coming on to the next one, use effect and use state. These are React hooks for handling lifecycle behavior and local component state. Then in next two lines, we are doing type imports. One is the Supabase outlet context, which is a TypeScript type from the root file that defines the shape of the outlet context. In this case, we are talking again about the Supabase client. Then we have database, which is a generated TypeScript type representing the Supabase database schema. And this is coming from the DB types that has been generated using Supabase CLI. Afterwards, we have a type alias called message. And this is basically defining a message type from the messages table in the public schema. This helps with type safety when working with data from Supabase. After that, we have the component definition called real-time messages, and it takes server messages, as you can see over here, as a property. These are initially fetched messages from the server. So this message that it is going to receive will be coming from the index file, and here you can see that we have incorporated this real-time message component, and then inside loader, we were getting the messages that are being then passed as property to real-time messages component. So here, that is what we are receiving. Now, after that, we have state initialization. So here you can see that we are doing that, initializing local state messages with the messages received from the server. And then we have context retrieval using Supabase outlet context. So this is basically retrieving the Supabase client from the Remix outlet context using a type safe hook. Then we have our first use effect over here. And this kind of captures server messages changes. So whenever server messages changes, it updates the local state and ensures the local UI reflects any updates from SSR or loader data. After that, we have the next use effect, which listens for real-time inserts. And here you will notice that we are creating a real-time subscription to listen for new rows inserted into the messages table. So here we have our channel, and this is what we are talking about, the Postgres changes, the event is insert, and then we have our payload coming up. So it's basically doing two things. First, it is checking if it's already in the local state, the message, and if not, it adds it using set messages that we have over here. And finally, it is doing the cleanup. So when the component unmounts or dependencies change, the subscription is removed to prevent memory leaks. And here we have our render, and this render you will definitely remember from the index page. So this was the line that we earlier had over here, where we now have the component. So once that's rendered, it will be shown to the user. Now to summarize, this component that we just explored displays a list of messages from a Supabase table. It starts with messages passed from the server and then listens in real time for any new inserts to the messages table. It uses Remix's use outlet context to access the Supabase client and uses two effects, one to sync state with new server data and another to subscribe to live database updates. It ensures messages are only added if they are not duplicates and cleans up the subscription on unbound. Now here we have already utilized it, so it's time now to put it in action. So here we have two instances of the browser running with the similar dataset at the moment, and I can go ahead and say hello over here, click on sell, and there you go. We are able to see the newly inserted record on both the sides, and now we have resolved the issue by subscribing to database changes with Supabase in real time.
If you find the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe.